Cullen, I want to start with your family. That's the obvious place to start with you. Your mom, Jenny, maybe the most decorated American hockey player ever. Your dad, Rob's been around for a long time. Maddie played for a little bit. How important is family to you and the influence of your mom and dad?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's huge. I mean, not just from a sports aspect. I mean, they're still your parents too. So, they did a great job raising me, and obviously a lot of sports in my life, and had a lot of fun with it.
Keeping along that theme, there's been a number of places in which you've played the game growing up. But speak to your journey between moving and playing in a couple of different places, and then maybe ending up where you are at Arizona State.
Yeah, so I guess my parents, thought it was the best idea for my development to play Tier 1 hockey. So kind of moved out of state and, did Tier 1 hockey for a while, and had a lot of fun with that and a lot of big challenges, and, won some things. So that was great. And then program came up, and I think it's a dream for everybody to play for Team USA, especially with my mom playing there before. It's a really cool thing to see happen. So, after that, and it felt like I was ready for the next level. And, the program did a great job of, helping me develop as a player and go through some definitely hard things. I feel like a lot of guys have gone through the 17 year at the program. Went to Arizona State and had a lot of fun in the warm weather.
Man, that's a hard decision. You got to take off again. You got to relocate, and you go to a program that's been a good program, but still untested really since going into the NCHC last year. Like, I'm really impressed by that by you. And did you think that was going to be a really good way to kind of carve your own path, as opposed to maybe going to a different program or a program in the Midwest or in the East?
Yeah, like I said before, I mean, I felt like that was what I had the best opportunity to develop as a player. And a big thing too is just the coaching staff there. I think, the coaching staff having confidence in you as a player and as a person is, really important. And also, myself having confidence in them. So I think that was a big piece of my decision. And I think, as you saw how the year went, I think, they did a great job with me, and I loved it there.
So I want to get to some of the fun stuff now. We're going to get into some video. I've just been so impressed by the dynamic element that you bring to the table here. Here you are against Switzerland. It's already 5-0 at this point in the power play, but one key element, the ability to shoot the puck. Of course, Galant's there for the backdoor tap in. Take us through this play.
Yeah, just cross seam pass from Shocker at the point, and just try and get on net quick and fast. Two guys at the net, so rebound if it doesn't go in right away.
How much does working on your shot a part of what you do in the off season, and maybe even during in season?
Yeah, no, it's a big part, especially during the season. Continuing to scoring the opportunities that you get is a big thing. You look at players like Ovechkin. Maybe they don't get 10 shots a game, but when they get 2, they bury both of them. So just developing my shot, and players like Bedard too. Seeing those players grow up, it's really cool to try to be like them.
Did you know this about you? Most shots amongst NCAA freshmen. Here you are, right in the mix there, second spot with 118. So obviously a big part of your game.
Yeah, no, I think the more shots you have on net, the more goals you're going to score. So yeah.
Nice. So we're going to go back to some more highlights now. A couple of things that impressed me is your ability to jump to space quickly.
Yeah. This play, the play before, I kind of missed the open net and a little bit frustrated, but just try to get it off as quick as possible. I think trying to beat the goaltender's reaction is a big thing that I've worked on. Just getting it off as fast as possible, and did a little pre-scout before the game, and thought that was probably one of the best shots I could shoot on him, and luckily I put it right there.
Nice work. So now here we are against Germany, still in pool play here. There you are working at the back there in the power play. Just kind of take us through what you're seeing here and what's going through your head as you have the puck. I love the patience and the poise there at the line to keep that puck alive.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Just on the power play, having patience and poise to make plays, and also have the ability to shoot at the same time. So I think being a threat to do both at the same time, make a play and shoot, something especially on the flank, to work on. I think I did a good job of it.
The dynamic element of your game is the skating piece, but I find that your skating and your hands work well together, and I think this is a pretty good example.
Yeah, no, I've been working out my whole life with my parents, so definitely I think that's one of my strengths in my game is my speed, and using it to my advantage is what I try to do a lot.
When I look at your game, okay, the number one question that's going to be asked of you, and I'm sure it's been asked by the NHL scouts, how at your size are you going to be able to play, especially when it gets going like we're seeing in the playoffs right now?
Yeah, I think people said that when I made the jump to college as well. I'm not a guy that's going to jump around and hit a ton of people, but I still compete and play physically. Big part of my game is speed and skill. So there's a lot of guys in the NHL that aren't the biggest guys. I mean, even looking at Crosby, he's not the biggest guy, but just how he thinks the game and how consistent of a worker he is sets him apart from the rest. So I think that's what I strive to do is be a consistent worker always. And no, I don't think I have a problem with it. Not a lot of people can skate like I can skate, so just using that to my advantage. I mean, I don't think I get hit too much.
Love that. Thanks for taking the time. Best of luck to you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Real pleasure.
Yeah, thanks.